Imagine a kingdom, not of fairy tales, but one of sand and silk, a vital artery on the legendary Silk Road, a place where caravans laden with treasures from east and west would stop to rest, trade, and refuel. A city teeming with life, nestled on the shores of a wandering lake in one of the most unforgiving deserts on Earth. This was the Kingdom of Loulan. For centuries, it was a name whispered with reverence by merchants and travelers. And then it vanished. Swallowed by the sands of time, its memory faded into legend, becoming a ghost city, a lost chapter in the grand story of human history. How does a thriving city, a beacon of civilization, simply disappear? And what secrets did it take to its sandy grave? The story of Loulan begins not with its end, but with its vibrant life. Picture a bustling oasis city, founded around 2,000 years ago, in the heart of the Tarim Basin, a vast arid expanse in what is now modern-day Xinjiang, China. Loulan's lifeblood was a lake known as Lop Nur, the Wandering Lake, whose shifting waters dictated the fortunes of the kingdom. This wasn't just a simple settlement, it was a sophisticated hub. Its people were a fascinating mix of Eastern and Western cultures, a testament to its prime location on the Silk Road. They were merchants, farmers, soldiers, and artisans. They built a city of wood and earth, with sturdy walls to protect them from the harsh desert winds and the occasional raider. For hundreds of years, Loulan controlled a crucial bottleneck on the Silk Road, growing wealthy by taxing the endless stream of traders carrying silk, spices, jade, and glass. It was a bridge between worlds, a place where ideas, technologies, and people from as far as Rome and China would meet and mingle. The Kingdom of Loulan was, for all intents and purposes, a success story, a testament to humanity's ability to thrive in the most challenging of environments. But the desert is a fickle master. The very lake that gave Loulan life was also destined to be its undoing. The silence that fell over Loulan was absolute. For over 1,000 years, the city lay buried, its name known only from ancient Chinese texts that spoke of a troublesome kingdom on the frontier. The Silk Road itself had changed, its routes shifting south, bypassing the now desolate region. Lop Nur, the Wandering Lake, had wandered away for good, leaving behind a sterile, salt-encrusted wasteland. Loulan was forgotten. It became a phantom, a whisper on the wind. It would take a new kind of explorer, one driven not by profit, but by the insatiable curiosity of history, to bring its story back into the light. The stage was set for one of the most incredible archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Our story's next chapter belongs to a man named Sven Hedin, a Swedish explorer and geographer with a relentless passion for Central Asia. In the spring of 1900, while mapping the unforgiving Taklamakan Desert, one of Hedin's guides made a fateful decision. He went in search of a lost axe, retracing his steps. But instead of an axe, he stumbled upon something far more significant, a fragment of a wooden tablet intricately carved with script he couldn't recognize. Intrigued, Hedin diverted his expedition to the site. What he found would rewrite history. Rising from the sand were the skeletal remains of houses, a towering Buddhist stupa, and the remnants of a city wall. He had found the lost city of Loulan. Hedin's excavations were brief but groundbreaking. He unearthed a treasure trove of artifacts, coins, pottery, wooden documents written in a forgotten language, and remarkably preserved silk fragments. It was a time capsule, a snapshot of life on the Silk Road, frozen for centuries. Hedin knew he had stumbled upon something monumental, but the full extent of Loulan's secrets was yet to be revealed. His discovery was just the beginning. While Hedin's discovery put Loulan back on the map, it was what came next that truly stunned the world. In the years that followed, archaeologists, drawn by Hedin's findings, flocked to the region, and they found something even more astonishing than lost texts or ancient coins. They found the people of Loulan, not their ghosts, but their perfectly preserved bodies. The desert, in its cruel, dry embrace, had mummified them. The most famous of these is the beauty of Loulan. Discovered in 1980, she was a woman who died nearly 4,000 years ago, long before the city of Loulan was even founded. Her features were startlingly preserved. high cheekbones, a sharp nose, and long, reddish-brown hair. But what was most shocking was her appearance. She looked European. Her DNA confirmed it. She was of Caucasian descent. Here, in the heart of Central Asia, was a population of European people thousands of years ago. This discovery, along with many other mummies found in the Tarim Basin, turned our understanding of early migration and the history of this region on its head. The Silk Road wasn't just a trade route, it was a corridor for human migration on a scale we are only now beginning to comprehend. The beauty of Loulan wasn't just a mummy. She was a key, unlocking a secret history of an ancient, cosmopolitan world. So what happened? How did this vibrant kingdom, this meeting point of cultures, fall into ruin? The answer, it seems, lies not in a great battle or a sudden catastrophe, but in a slow, relentless process. The culprit was climate change. The same environmental forces that are a pressing concern for us today were at play in Loulan 2 millennia ago. The river that fed Lake Lop began to carry less and less water. Deforestation in the surrounding mountains, likely caused by the inhabitants themselves to build their city and fuel their fires, would have made the problem worse. The lake, the city's very heart, began to shrink. The sands of the Taklamakan Desert, a place whose name translates to "you go in, but you don't come out," began their inexorable advance. Life became harder. The wells dried up, the farmland turned to dust, and the vital trade route became impassable. The people of Loulan were faced with a choice: stay and perish or leave. Sometime around the 7th century, the last inhabitants packed what they could and walked away, abandoning their home to the wind and sand. Loulan's end wasn't a dramatic explosion, but a slow, quiet suffocation. It's a chilling reminder that civilizations are fragile ecosystems, dependent on the delicate balance of the world around them. Today, the ruins of Loulan stand as a stark and silent monument in a restricted military zone, accessible only with special permission. What remains are the ghostly outlines of a once great city: the eroded city walls, the bases of homes, and the tall, wind-scarred stupa that once served as its spiritual center. The site is a fragile treasure, constantly threatened by the same harsh environment that first destroyed it. But Loulan's story is more alive than ever. It lives in the museums that house its artifacts and the stunningly preserved mummies that gaze at us across millennia. It lives in the ongoing work of archaeologists and scientists who are still piecing together the puzzle of its existence. And it lives on as a powerful parable for our own time. The story of Loulan is a warning written in sand. It teaches us about the profound connections between human activity and the environment. It shows us that even the most prosperous societies can be brought to their knees by a changing climate. And it reminds us that we are all, in the end, inhabitants of a fragile oasis, and we must be careful stewards of the resources that give us life. The lost city of Loulan is more than just a fascinating historical footnote. It is a mirror. In its dusty ruins, we see a reflection of our own vulnerabilities. Its rediscovery has not only opened a window into a forgotten world of the Silk Road, but has also given us a deeper understanding of the grand, interconnected story of human migration. The beauty of Loulan and her people challenge our neat and tidy categorizations of East and West, reminding us that the world has always been a melting pot. Thank you for joining us on this journey to a city lost in time. What other secrets, we must wonder, still lie waiting, buried beneath the sands?